Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Kim, and I'm the Business Development Manager from CLO-SET team. And today, I would like to introduce you all to the CLO-SET hierarchy structure and permission management system. So let me briefly introduce the agenda for today's webinar. And in the first part, I will walk you through the concept of the hierarchical system and permission management. And in the second part, Jason, who is our account manager, will walk you through the live demo step by step. And lastly, we will go over the Q&A session to go over the questions we received during the webinar session. And so please leave any question you guys had in your mind into the comment section as we go on. So before we start, let me use a few seconds to introduce our platform to all of you guys. So as you guys all know, CLO-SET is a collaborative 3D creation workspace. And what we do is that we want to maximize the value of the 3D assets. And how we do it is by bridging the stages of the product life cycle into one centralized digital space. And as you guys all know, we provide the set function to extend the usage of 3D assets in different production stages and teams. And please follow the video after this to explore the highlights of the CLO-SET features. If you are interested to explore further, please watch the recording of the last webinar series from our Help Center. And today we will focus on the fundamental function for stage one, hierarchical structure and permission management for 3D asset management. Hierarchical system is an initial step in collaborating with your team using CLO-SET. Similar to other cloud platforms, users can create folders and upload your assets for storage and collaboration. But one of the main differences, we can build up the folders based on your company's hierarchical structure. Starting from the user account, users can create the folder of company, brand, and company library, line, season, and finally the workroom to categorize the assets. By this group structure, users can clearly manage your 3D assets and start their communication. Next is the CLO-SET permission system. With the CLO-SET group structure as a foundation, users can share the workspace with different people by different permission systems. CLO-SET provides 4 types of permissions. Firstly, admin, who has the full access and edit right of the workspace. And second, we have the collaborator, who has a similar permission as the admin. But this person cannot edit and delete the company or brand folder. And thirdly, we have the editor who can edit the content of the workroom. And last but not least, we have the viewer who can only access and view the content within a workroom. By the permission system, users can share the folder and content to the other users according to their situation. So in the next slides, we have prepared the two examples of the group structure for your references. As a first example, we have prepared the group structure that has been commonly used by from the brand side. So brand can create the CLO-SET workspace for their internal design development and the external communication with the vendors. So starting from the company folder, it is divided as a brand A and brand B folder. Under each brand, it is subdivided into women and men folder in the line level, and spring, summer, and fall, winter in the season level. At the bottom, it has a workroom as in-house for the internal design development and sourcing for the external sample making with the vendors, and also review as a assortment for the line adoption. And workroom level would be the final space for the file upload and share. Apart from the group structure, users can use the company library to store the 3D assets for their internal and external sharing, such as fabric, garment block, and avatars and trims. Let's look at the permission system, how each of the brand can standardize their permission structure based off of the group structure that I previously shared with you guys. So if you actually see the permission structure, department lead and manager and 3D designer can be invited as the admin and collaborator to manage the 3D workflow within the workspace. And the vendor and supplier can be invited as an editor and viewer with the lower permission to submit the related asset in each workroom. As a second example, we have prepared the group structure that is commonly used by the manufacturer and vendor side. The structure for the vendor might be similar to the one of the brands, but the main difference is the structure is used to develop a new 3D sample for different buyers and brands. Starting from the brand level, each buyer will have their own folder. In workroom level, the top and bottom folder are used to develop a new 3D samples internally. And once the samples are finalized, it will be grouped into the assortment. And this assortment will be a designated place for internal people to review the multiple garments to select the finalized assortment to release into the market. Not to mention that the manufacturers can set up their own company library to share the materials like trim, avatars and fabrics internally with their team, but also they can create the separate company library to share the materials within the buyers as well. In the next we will see the standardized permission level according to the group structure that I've previously shared with you. So the permission will be similar to the brand structure as well. So in-house designer, merchandisers, and team leads can be added as the admin and collaborator, and buyers will be invited as the editor and viewer for presentation review. As to understand the setup of the group structure and the permission system even further, Let's move on to the second part, which is the live demo, which will be held by Jason.
Thank you, Jessica. So it's my part. I'm Jason, the account manager of CLO-SET. So welcome all of you, and it will be the part for live demo. So let me share my screen. And also, please let us know if you cannot see my screen before the live demo part. And one more is actually we are sending out different pools. One of the pool is related to like what parts of the live demo you are most interested in. So please fill in and let us know, so I can also have more explanation on that part. But I see most of you guys have selected all of them. So I will straightforward to the live demo and explain and deep dive to hierarchical system and the permission management. So let's start it. At the beginning of the live demo, the first thing I would like to present is how to set up your structure inside CLO-SET. So for example, you are an account owner, and after you log into CLO-SET, you can go to Workspace, which is the tab at the left-hand side, and click Company, which is the first place for you to open up the first folder, Company folder. You can see on the top, we have the button, Create Company. You can click on it and to create a new company folder, the biggest folder in CLO-SET. Then after it is completed, you can see the thumbnail. And same as other platform, you just need to click on the thumbnail and access to the next level, brand level. Then you can use this pop-up window to create a new brand folder, such as brand 1. And if additional brand folder is needed, you can click the add button on the top again, such as brand 2. Then the folder is completed. Again, you can click on it, access to the next level, seasons level, and create the seasons folder by the pop-up window. Again, you can click the add button to create additional seasons folder. Then you can click on the seasons folder and go to Workroom level. But this time, when we click the add button, we can create Workroom or assortment. But this time, we will create a Workroom first. And confirm. And now, if we click on it, here is the Workroom, which means the final space for uploading and sharing the file. But if it is needed, you can still click the add button on the top to create child workroom for further grouping. Done. Then we can click the upload button on the top to upload your assets. In CLO-SET, user is able to upload single file or multiple files, turntable image, and blank content. In the meantime, when you upload a file in CLO-SET, user is able to preview different kinds of formats, such as the CLO default format, SET-PLJ, AVT, or some common 2D or 3D format, such as OBJ, JPG. Then once it is selected, you can click Next and select the file from your desktop. And also you can change the name of the contents. And a file is uploaded and you can see the thumbnail. So you can click on the thumbnail and to access the contents page. So as I mentioned, no matter it is a 2D or 3D format of the file, you can also preview it in CLO-SET. So it is how you can start to set up your structure in CLO-SET. But let's go back to the workroom level and share the next thing is, for example, you have already prepared your folder, the workroom, and also the style. Then the next thing is, how can I invite different people in the workroom or the style and share it to them? So you can see at the right-hand column, we have two ways for sharing the workspace. The first way is the bottom up, share with link. Yeah, at the bottom up, share with link, which means you can share this workroom by a hyperlink. And what you need to do is to activate this option and copy the hyperlink. And if it is needed, you can also turn on the enable download features option for the user to download the content inside this workroom. So that is the first method. And come to the second method is at the top. We have share to people, which means you can share this workroom to a specific person by their email address. And also you can choose either one of the permission type. And once it is shared, their name and the email address will be listed at the middle. So it is how you can invite person in the workspace. And also based on these basic setup, you can set up your company structure and also your account according to your situation, such as the example we show in the presentation. So that is the first part. And come to the second part will be, because now I'm the account owner and set up the structure. But what if I'm the people who is invited to access to another workspace and how it looks like? So before that, also just make a remark that we have different functions you can use when you set up the structure. So for the first one, it's at the left-hand side, you can click on the Browse tab, and then you can see the tree menu. And it is the overview of your structure. Yeah. And also, another remark is at the second tab, you can click on it and you can see all the workroom or all the folder in each level, such as brand level. Yeah. So it is like the two remarks, you can make good use of it to allocate to different level and folders. But just go back to the second part would be when someone share a file or a workroom with me and how would it looks like and how can I use it. So let's go to the second part. So for the second part, let's say I was invited as a viewer. First of all, I will receive the notification at the right-hand corner, the bell icon, and also the notification from my mailbox. Then you can go to the left-hand side, the drop-up menu. It will show all the workspace that is shared to me. But just as a remark is only the workspace I own, which means I'm the account owner, will be highlighted with the crown logo. For the others, is the workspace someone shared with me. Then you can select either one of the workspace, such as this demos group. And here is the way you access to the other workspace. And also you can see the right-hand side become a whiteboard showing what kinds of folder you have the access. So for example, this time I'm a viewer, so I can only access to a specific workroom. So it only shows workroom in this whiteboard. And you can also click more if needed, if you have more folder has the access. Yeah, so here is how you can access to other workspace. But let's come to another part, will be the difference between the permission. So you can see different permission might have different like access and function. So let's see how it looks like. So for the first one will be viewer, which means you can view the contents inside a workgroup. First of all, as a viewer, you can preview the file no matter it is 2D or 3D. So you can click on it, and also if it is a closed file, you can preview it by the 3D Light viewer. And then you can also use the basic function such as comments and also annotation for communication. Yeah. And as a viewer, if the group admin has shared the download and upload option to you, you can also download and upload the file inside this workgroup, such as the one I showed below. Yeah. But as the lowest permission in CLO-SET, viewer has some limitation. The first limitation is some of the function is blocked, such as 3D tab pad, cloud rendering, and web tab pad. Secondly, is you can see at the top we have the folder path, and as a viewer, they are limited in the workroom level only, so that they also cannot see the tree menu at the left-hand side for accessing the upper level. Another thing is, as a viewer, they cannot share this workroom to the other person as another viewer or editor. And also, they cannot edit, move, or delete the content inside a workgroup. So it is viewer, and it will be suitable for the person who only needs the upload, download, and view options in the workspace, which means maybe your buyer or vendor, supplier, according to your situation. So that is viewer. And let's come to the second one, editor. So for editor, it is higher than viewer, and he can do everything same as viewer, such as he can also preview the file, use annotation or comment those basic functions, and also this time he can use the main features that is blocked for viewer, such as the 3D tab pad, cloud rendering, web tab pad, and so on. Yeah. And also, if we go back to the workroom, they can freely upload the file or edit, which means move or delete the file inside. Yeah. And also, one more, editor can share this workroom to the other person as viewer or editor, such as now the viewer A. Yep, so that is for editor, but still, because it is a permission inside a workgroup, same as viewer, they cannot access to the upper level, such as brand or season or company, etc. And also they cannot use the function inside, such as assortment. Yeah. So editor would be suitable again for the buyer or vendor or supplier, maybe someone who do not need to go to the upper level, but needs the editing access and the rights to edit your file. So that is for editor. And let's come to the next one, is collaborator. If you are invited as the collaborator, you will receive the invitation in CLO-SET. And you can click accept and confirm. As a collaborator, you will have the full access of the company workspace. And you can see the tree menu at the left-hand side. And also the brand and companies folder, which means the upper level. And if you access to a specific level, you will also notice that some of the upper function you can use it, such as assortment, and also virtual showroom, which is limit for editor and viewer. So that is Collaborator. But again, there is some limitation. First of all, as a Collaborator, you cannot delete or edit a brand folder. You can see the function is blocked. Secondly, is Collaborator cannot share this workspace to the other person as another collaborator and admin at the right-hand side. Thirdly, Collaborator cannot adjust the setting behind by the company setting. And also, as a remark is, Collaborator can be added in the company level or brand level, depending on which level they need the assets. Yeah, so that is for Collaborator, and it will be suitable for someone need higher permission, like in-house clothes designer or the merchandiser who needs to work more and organize the assets more. But let's come to the next permission, admin, and let's have a look. For admin, again, you will receive the notification, and then you can also confirm it. And this time, same as Collaborator, they can have the full access of the workspace. And also this time they can so first of all, they can see the tree menu at the left-hand side, and secondly, they can difference to Collaborator, they can edit and also delete the brand folder. And also this time they can invite other people as admin and Collaborator to the workspace. And finally, they can access to the company setting for further setup, which is only limited to admin. So this is admin, and again, same as Collaborator, they can be added in the company level or brand level. So it would be the permission who would be suitable for someone who can lead their or own the to lead their workspace, such as the team lead or department manager. Yep. So it is for admin, but we still miss the last permission, which means the account owner. So let's have a look. For account owner, he has the highest access and the edit rights in the workspace. First of all, he's the only one who can create the company folder in the workspace by the workspace companies that button. Secondly, he's the only one who can access to admin console to check all the information at the back end, and also for some special functions such as permission management. So it will be useful for someone who can own the account, suitable for owning the account, such as the team lead and department manager. So here is the difference between different permission, and you can share it according to your situation and set up your structure in CLO-SET before you start the workflow. But come to the last thing is, before we end the live demo, there are some tips for you to set up the structure. Yeah, so there are 2 tips that might be useful for you to set up your account before we end the live demo. The first one is Company Library. So you can activate it by this button, and Company Library is a special folder for storing all your 3D default assets and share it as a library to start the 3D sampling. So that is the first tip. And the second tip is you can activate the line level if needed. Line level, which would be an additional level in between brand and seasons so that you can use it for further grouping, such as maybe you can use it freely for grouping like different product type. So yeah, so that is the 2 tips I wanted to share with you guys. And here comes to the end of the live demo session. And I hope you enjoyed the live demo. And actually, we still have a lot of things wanted to discuss, share with you guys. But it's time we go to the third session, which is Q&A. So if you have any questions related to the presentation and the live demo, even about CLO-SET, please feel free to ask in the chat room.